Hey, pilots! Welcome to another exciting episode of War Robots Domination, a series of helpful gameplay tutorials designed to help highlight the tactics and strategies that I use to help tip the scales in my favorite game, War Robots. Each episode will feature a handful of battles along with helpful commentary that'll provide insight as to what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. I'm your host, Gotchure Beacons, and I've been playing this awesome game for a few years now, and I've learned a few tricks along the way that I'd love to share with y'all. You'll notice that although my hangar is fairly basic and at lower levels, I've been able to climb it up to Expert League, so I believe that you'll find my tactics will help you do more with less, which can be very helpful with today's economy in the game. I should also mention that this is my second account, so don't let my career profile stats fool you. This is actually my baby account, but it sends a great message to pilots who feel they need to chase the current meta in order to be competitive in battle, because you don't. Wise gameplay can usually overcome any fancy gimmick. A death button is a great example. It can still melt just about any build, and its heritage stems all the way back to nearly the beginning of the game. It's all about knowing when to use it and how to use it. So, without further ado, I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy today's episodes while I walk you through my gameplay tactics and share with you my mindset in battle. I hope you find it entertaining, helpful, and fun to watch. I think you will. I'm going to call this battle Crowning Moment. And yeah, this battle's got one all right here, guys. Enjoy my friends in the background and status as they play their awesome song, November. All right, guys, so this is Castle, and I put in my closed map deck. This is Mjolnir. He's my little phantom. You know, he's got some great moments in his upbringing here. He does really good on Dreadnought. Still learning some tricks on Castle, you know, and he does good sometimes, not so good other times, and still learning some tricks on Castle for him, you know. Hey, I do want to take just a quick moment here and thank you all for supporting my channel. I just looked and saw I got over 350 released episodes the other day. I was like, wow, I didn't realize I'd made that many. You know, this is my baby account. I absolutely make these videos to try to help you guys. I'm a horrible brawler, and I want to do that. Oh, you see there, I'm still learning, guys. I am a horrible brawler. This is my baby account. I'm not new to the game at all, but I've never been a good brawler. What I have been able to do is I've been able to figure out tactics to win battles on these beacon-based mode battles, okay? And this is how I win battles. And I kind of use my weakness to kind of help illustrate the point. You can win battles without having overpowered equipment. This is not a pay to win like everyone says. It's pay to win if you don't have the tactical skills and you need firepower to win, okay? But if you know how to apply tactics in the game, how to balance out the beacons, how to do the beacon management, don't let this beacon go, you stand right on top here, keep that guy from doing it. Just little things I do to help, keep the battles balanced, keep the beacons in our favor, and win the games. It's not through combat, it's just through tactics that I share with you guys. So, by the way, this is Whizbang. He's my little, not Whizbang, this is Buzzkill. He's my Spark Scourge Mender. He buzzes and he kills you. But I do make these tactical videos to show you guys how to use tactics if you can't overpower the overpowered bots on the battlefield. If you can't afford to pay for a lot of firepower, don't let that get you down. There are ways of winning. One of my crowning jewels, one of my crowning guys is my Loki, because he allows me to manage beacons really, really well. That's why you see him on so many of these battles. And he's getting ready to come out in a second here. Here he comes. This is my crown jewel, guys. This is the guy that allows me to use tactics on the battlefield to manage the beacons and gain the positional advantage, either through just capping beacons straight ahead or manipulating the battlefield, manipulating these big monsters on the battlefield. You know, I snare them. Watch this, guys. This is a crowning moment. This is why tactics wins. I am not shooting anyone here. I am capping this beacon in their backyard. In doing so, watch this. I'm just gonna sit there. I had another episode, I call it the monster trap. But this is why tactics wins, guys, because without even killing one red here, and I haven't killed one yet, I'm pulling some reds in this direction. Not one, not two, I'm going to have 4 reds surrounding me here in a moment around their blue beacon. The beacon is blue. It's theirs, which means not only do we have one of theirs capped, it's going to make it a lot easier for my men to cap the other ones around the battlefield. With four reds shooting at me, not hitting me around their blue beacon, it's so ineffective for them. This is leveraging everything on the battlefield. This is a crowning moment for me. This is how tactics can win the battles, guys. It's about really manipulating the positional advantage on the battlefield. This is how you use tactics, not firepower, not OP equipment. This is how you can win the battles, guys. I make these videos to show you exactly moments just like this, to show you how you, with little firepower, with little lightweight bots, can go into a battle full of champs and masters and still make things happen to your advantage, guys. I hope you get this one. Thanks so much for your support, and if you see your name, thanks for the game. Peace out. I'm going to call this battle Work the Plan, and I'll explain why as we go along here. Guys, enjoy my friends in the background and Status as they play their super cool song, Wood. It's one of my favorites. I'll put a link to their website on the description of this episode. Go check them out, guys. Great music. So this is a canyon, and I put in my open map deck. When I say an open map deck, that means I have one range bot. This is Major Pain. He's my beautiful Zeus Fury. He allows me to open the battle with kind of an idea where I can kind of basically support the center, support several beacons, whittle away at the Reds' resources, and really just get a lay of the land, understand who I'm in with. When you're in high masters, which I am, I go hover between masters and champions. When you start a battle, you really don't know who you're in with. It's hard to tell right away until you've played a little bit and you see, well, I've shot a couple guys and they hardly ever went down in damage. That means they're pretty durable. That means I'm probably in with champions and a few masters maybe. And with that being the case, now I have to kind of figure out how I want to proceed. Guys, you should always have a plan when you go into battle, who you're going to deploy first, second, and third. Maybe many of you do, but if you don't, you really should. And it may not be the same deployment on every map, or the deployment may really depend on what's going on in battle. So you really should have kind of a game plan for the different kinds of battles you're going to face, the different kind of skirmishes you're going to be in. For every map, you should kind of know who you might want to put in first, second, and third, and then depending on what the Reds are doing, what you're going to do next. This is Sir Nightmare. He's my Nightingale. I use him because he can travel pretty fast in stealth, allow him to get into this center beacon, which needed some help. And if my men were there, support them with a little bit of healing. Right now, I'm using him to travel to the back beacon, and that didn't work so well because AJ came out here and he had that Yang Li, stealth, whatever you want to call it, quantum radar. So this is my next deployment. I'm working the plan. Got to keep the beacons up. Right here, we got a 4 camper. That's great. And I see a back beacon that I can get to. This is the perfect time to launch a Loki because all the Reds are engaged with my mates. They really can't take their eyes off of my team because my team is engaging them in combat. So that allowed my Diablo here to come on back and grab this beacon, set a little trap this Ao Ming, have another guy back here. I set traps all the time. You see me do it. I'm working the plan, guys. The plan is to get a positional advantage on the field, but it's also to make sure that I'm deploying the right bots at the right time to make this all happen. Timing's important as well. That's all part of the plan. So remember that, guys. I have these battles that look almost identical one after another because I kind of go the same plan every single time. I work the plan because it works. Look at our beacon advantage. I didn't really care about Diablo losing right now. We had a 5-0 beacon advantage. The game is ours. I didn't have to worry about it too much. By pulling those Reds back there, it gave my mates a positional advantage. I allowed them to grab a whole bunch of silver on power plays on the rest of the battlefield, and the plan worked, guys. Work the plan. I have these battles on a regular basis so you can watch to see me do it. Hopefully you're catching a very similar tactic that I do as far as the overall general game plan that I have. It's to start off slow, see what's going on, start getting a little hotter, and then strike when the iron's hot. And that's how I do it. Guys, make sure you're out there working the plan. If you don't, make sure you develop a plan. You'll have a lot more green banners at the end. There you go. Great pods on both sides. If you see your name, thanks for the game. Peace out. I'm going to call this battle Winning Beginning. Check it out, guys. Enjoy my friends in the background and Status as they play their awesome song War. This is so important. This is the beginning of Beacon Rush, guys. And look, See those two reds heading off to that left beacon? That is the biggest mistake in the world. Don't ever be one of those guys. It takes one to cap a beacon and not two. And what they just did is they left their team empty-handed, short-handed at the beginning of a battle. The beginning of Beacon Rush is so important. It sets the tone for the entire battle. It's not like Domination. You absolutely have to rush in as quickly as possible, grab the center beacon, and then leverage off from that. But without that first center beacon, without that initial push toward the center beacon, you're going to blow it for your team. So remember that, guys. If you are going after that far beacon in the back at the beginning of Beacon Rush, you're hurting your team's chances of a victory. Now that we got the center at the beginning, which I always go for, as you know, when I play Beacon Rush, even with level 6 bots, even in Masters and Champs, it doesn't matter. These tactics, this is what I teach you guys. The tactics is what wins these battles, especially for Beacon Rush. Rush out there at the beginning with your fastest bot. Make sure you have one in your hangar. Make sure you have a Beacon Rush hangar. And your fastest bot, I use Frick, he's my Death Button Raven, allows me to cover that jump, get right into the center before anything else. I may be facing others at the same time, and hopefully I have a mate or two that join me to the center. But having two people go off to a remote beacon at the beginning of Beacon Rush is absolutely the way of short-handing your team and losing the leverage that you might possibly need at the center beacon. Now we got a 4-capper. They don't have a chance. There's absolutely no way they can win. And this all started at the beginning, when they had two people going off into the wrong beacon, and no one challenged me at the center, and it allowed us to have that nice leverage that we're able to put on at the very beginning. Are they coming back a little bit? Sure, here and there. But it got set up. Look at the beacon bar. Look at our advantage. They just don't have a shot at it, because as we spawn in, we're spawning in at a positional advantage on the battlefield, guys. I hope you get this one. If you want to play Beacon Rush, and I think when I first started playing at Beacon Rush many years ago, I didn't get it, but now I get it. Guys, you've got to rush out. It's the winning beginning. That's why I call it that. If you don't start off Beacon Rush right, you're probably not going to have a successful battle, unless, you know, the other team is so good, or bad I should say, and you're able to come back. But always start off with that winning beginning. Never double team on a side inconsequential beacon. Always rush most of your resources toward the center, and you'll have far more green banners at the end, guys. There you go. And if you see your name, thanks for the game. Peace out. Well, friends, that just about wraps it up for another episode. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed what you saw and were able to take something you learned and use it in battle. I add content to my YouTube channel on a regular basis, so if you like what you see, please tap on the subscription button and then tap the bell to be notified when new episodes are released. Or just click on an old episode and maybe catch another tip that'll help you up your game. Also, Discord is a great way to connect with other amazing pilots, keep up on the latest news, and learn more ways to improve your gaming experience. Without question, one of the best Discord servers out there is War Robots Master Pilots. Managed by some of the best pilots in the game today, it features a robust list of informational, tutorial, and informative channels to cover anything and everything related to this awesome game. So definitely take a moment to click on the link in the description of this episode and check them out. Finally, my goal is to provide you all with entertaining and helpful information that'll help reduce the frustration and increase the fun. So if you feel these videos are helping you, please share them with a friend, someone you think might benefit from them. Well, that's about it for today, guys. As always, keep them blue out there, and I hope to see you on the battlefield. Just make sure you're having fun, because if you're not, you're doing it wrong. I love you all for your support. Play well. Peace out.